Well, it's Shark Week on the Discovery Channel, and the numbers are already through the roof. 141% increase in a key demographic, 2554 there for the ratings. But forget about the ratings. You care about the sharks. And tomorrow night is going to be Sharkpocalypse. I love the titles of these movies. Sharkpocalypse. The executive producer of Sharkpocalypse is Paul Matusheski. And Mr. Matusheski, thanks for joining us this morning. The whole idea of what is a Sharkpocalypse, and is this for real? Can there really be a Sharkpocalypse?
Well, you guys have seen Sharknado, right?
Yeah. Well, of course.
That's exactly the same thing.
Wow. I knew it. I told you it was real.
No,
Sharks
I'm kidding.
Oh,
There's
darn
no
it.
chainsaws and no Tara Reid. But it's actually really interesting. Sharkpocalypse, it looks at the alarming trends between the rise in shark attacks and the decimation of shark populations. Humans are killing over 100 million sharks every year just for their fins. And it's amazing that with those sort of shocking numbers that attacks could actually be on the rise.
So you're thinking it's revenge?
That's what the show's all about. It's a war between man and shark.
But really, what is driving that? Why is it that there are so many increased numbers of shark attacks?
I think one reason is now that, it's so much more in the limelight. There's actually more reporting of it in general than there ever was in the past. But on top of that, I mean, there's lots of different factors. One part is the fact that we are killing more sharks, that it throws the ecosystem out of whack, and it allows some of their prey to overpopulate and start to inhabit new areas. So, like, for instance, in Cape Cod, once the seals sort of started moving on to other areas because there was less sharks in the water, they started inhabiting beaches, and then the sharks follow them into the beaches, and that just happens to be where humans are. And so, humans sort of get caught in the crossfire.
It's a lot of fun, all of the Shark Week stuff, and I love the line says, it's not a good week to be a seal. And I love all that. But there really is a serious side to that, isn't that you guys love sharks?
We do. We really do love sharks. And that's one of the important things about the show is we're really trying to show you that even though shark attacks are on the rise, it's really important that we sort of respect them and try to stop this whole finning trade.
So how did this Shark Week start? Do you have anything on the history of when it all began? Because I don't remember exactly when it began.
This is actually the 26th year of Shark Week.
Wow.
I've only been doing it since 2007. I really don't remember. I know that back in the day it was a lot different. They used to actually use film and go underwater with huge underwater housings. And today, with today's technology, it's amazing some of the things that we can do. We actually, this year, we put a camera on a shark and let the shark do its own filming for us.
Wow.
The Shark Cam.
Yeah, it's called a shark fin cam.
That's awesome. Paul Matusheski is our guest. He's the executive producer of Sharkpocalypse, which will be on tomorrow night on the Discovery Channel, 8 p.m. And this is, of course, part of Shark Week. And you say you love sharks. You're doing this because you want to protect and stop the finning industry and all that stuff. I get that. But how do you explain the audience's appetite for this? The audience loves sharks. What's so dramatic and compelling about these shows?
Well, from my experience, I mean, just being in the presence of an apex predator is one of the most phenomenal things you can ever be. Your adrenaline is just through the roof, and, especially if you're really in close contact with them, I mean, it's like time slows down, and you are just so aware of everything that's going on around you. And I know that doesn't really translate when you watch it on TV, but I do think that there's something about just the respect that people have for these creatures and the fear that they have for them, and just the possibility that you could run into one, out for a swim, is just fascinating. Everybody, ever since Jaws, came out on the scene.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's the most dangerous shark experience that you have personally had?
Well, actually, last year I was on the back of a boat, and I was sitting on a motor, and we had a 45 camera array.
Wow.
It's like a 45 cameras in a semicircle to get like a matrix effect around a shark biting a bait. And shark came up, bit the bait, then attacked the cameras, then started going towards the motor I was sitting on. And I literally moved my leg away as it bit down on this bar that was right in front of the motor at the last second. And that was one of those moments where time really did slow down, and I moved my foot as its teeth came down, and it was quite the amazing moment.
Please tell me you turned to the guy next to you and said, "We're going to need a bigger boat."
So what's going to be the highlight this year? Because I've seen that you've got new technology out this time as well.
The shark fin cam is really something that we highlight. That one came out really well. Another thing we did this year that I was really excited about was we dove with hammerheads in Bimini. And hammerheads are really elusive sharks. You don't really get them a lot, and they're usually very skittish in the water. And this year we got to get in with them, and we literally, they were much braver, and we got one of them to come up. We caught a tarpon on a line, and it comes up and attacks the tarpon as we're reeling it in. And you really get a chance to see how aggressive these sharks can be. Hammerheads are interesting because they really don't attack people. There's never been a fatal attack ever. And there's this new spot in Boca Grande, Florida, where they're coming in close to shore, right near beaches all the time with people. And that's one of the really interesting things that we're looking at, because they try to avoid people at all costs. And it's amazing that these hammerheads are getting braver now and moving in closer to beaches, closer to people. And we're just wondering if it's going to lead to an attack.
Very cool. Well, listen, we will be tuning in tomorrow night for Sharkpocalypse. We won't be the only ones. Only over 5 million fanatics have been tuning into the Discovery Channel all week long for Shark Week. Paul Matusheski, thank you so much for joining us on this.
Hey, guys, thank you.